The fabulous Ladyboys of Bangkok are back in town. They're at Custom House Square, and here's what happened when I met the Ladyboys. So Phil, welcome back to Belfast. It must have been a big success last year because you've come back this year and it seems bigger and better than ever before.
That's right, it's great to be back in Belfast with the Ladyboys. Last year we came and played in the Spiegel tent, which was only 200 seats, which to be fair was enough for the first year. This year we're back in our own Sabai Pavilion, which Sabai is actually Thai for chill, and we're here for until the 20th of November and we seat 400 people.
Wow, so it's quite a long run and the tickets selling well so far.
Absolutely, they're going super this year. The Ladyboys of Bangkok is very much a word of mouth show. No matter how much publicity we put out the first year, which was last year in Belfast, it really does take a couple of years actually for the show to sink in and to people to understand what it's all about.
And of course it's not just here in Belfast, you've been touring like the whole of the UK for most of the year, haven't you?
We have. The tour in the Sabai Pavilion actually started way back in Derby in April, and we've toured right the way through, including the Edinburgh Festival, where we were once again the top selling show on the Fringe out of 2,500 shows. The Ladyboys was the #1 show. This is the last venue for the Sabai Pavilion, and then after here the girls do a few nights in theatres, and then it's back to Thailand for a well-earned break.
So for people who haven't seen the show, there really is something for everyone on this show, isn't
Yeah,
there?
absolutely. I mean, it's probably a bit of an alien concept, the Ladyboys of Bangkok, because it is a unique show. There isn't a show like it touring anywhere, certainly in Europe, and people ask me, how do you describe the Ladyboys of Bangkok? And well, as you can see the setting here, the Sabai Pavilion, we try and make it feel like a Parisian cabaret.
Yeah.
The show itself is, there's a little bit of the decadence of Sally Bowles in cabaret. Lots of MTV type video presentations, but it's all live, and I think most importantly it's the comedy, and the comedy in the Ladyboys of Bangkok is the sort of comedy which you'd see in a carry-on film.
Exactly, because some people may still think it's kind of very adult orientated and there might be something a little bit risque in it, but it's not really, is it?
No, I mean it is. What we do ourselves, we say, look, you need to be above 12 to come in, 16 at the lady performance, but that really is because it's an environment where you're sitting and a lot of people are up and drinking, so we don't encourage children to go on, but it is very much the postcard type humour in the Ladyboys of Bangkok.
And this year as well, some great circus skills and stuff involved too.
That's right. Because we've got the larger structure, we're able to put an aerial act in without giving too much away of the show. It's really good and very strong aerial straps. Yeah.
All right. It must cost an absolute fortune to get all the costumes for the girls and stuff, and the tent is a very expensive show to keep going throughout the year.
I mean it is. I mean it's a long tour, so obviously the costs for the costumes, the production costs, we can spread over the tour. But just coming over here to Belfast, as you know, does have an added cost. I mean it's cost us sort of I think £25,000 more for these 2 weeks than it would anywhere else in the run, purely and simply because we have to bring it all over by ship and then take it back again when we've finished. But it's worth it. The audiences in Belfast have been absolutely great, and the ticket sales are going well.
The first time you decided to do it was a big risk bringing them across from Bangkok to do this.
Absolutely. I mean the first time we did the show was some 12 years ago now at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival. We put the show on for 2 weeks in a circus big top. We had the circus playing in the evening and the Ladyboys playing a little bit later than that, and it was a disaster. Literally we had like 8 and 10 people coming along, which isn't unusual for an Edinburgh Fringe show, to be quite honest. We didn't bring them back the next year because we'd lost so much money, and we took another show, but so many people were coming to the box office saying, when are you going to bring the Ladyboys back, that we thought, okay, maybe we've washed our hands with this too soon, we'll try it again. And as they say, the rest is history, and I say Edinburgh this year, 35,000 tickets in 3 weeks, which is incredible. Yeah.
And of course every year you refresh the show, there's lots of new stuff in there. Is there a long rehearsal period in the lead up to it?
Yeah, well what happens is there's only one number we keep in the show, which is the transformation, which is when one of the Ladyboys transforms on stage from a female to a male. We always keep that. It's like a signature. Everything else is absolutely new. We try and keep it topical. We've got Simon Cowell in there, we've got Ashley Cole in there, But what happens is that I actually start on next year's show as soon as this show opens. So way back in April, I was mentally thinking of new songs for next year, new comedy, making notes, writing down, so that by the time the Ladyboys do go back to Bangkok, beginning of December, 90% of next year's show is there with all the cues for them to start rehearsal. So they'll have a break just after Christmas. They start rehearsing, start making the costumes, because every single costume's new, and they'll be back over with us with a new show in April, and hopefully back in Belfast again next November.
Great stuff. Now, where are you off to once you finish in Belfast?
Once we finish in Belfast, this is the last venue for the Sabai Pavilion, but then we go over into England and we play, I think it's the Opera House in Cork, a few other theatres, only about a week, and then, as I say, they're all back off to Thailand.
The last time you were here, we were talking about your other circus shows. Is there many more of those coming up in the future? future.
Well, that's right. Actually, we've got a show coming to the waterfront here in Belfast. I think it's the end of January for 2 or 3 nights, which is the new production of the Chinese State Circus. We're actually doing the story of Milan, but with Chinese circus acts live on stage. That's the only show at the moment which we're planning to bring over. However, we were down at the waterfront talking to them about another couple of our shows possibly coming over later on next year. So we've always got something in the pipeline.
Great stuff. Have a great time in Belfast.
It's great to be
Thank
here.
you.
Thanks a lot.
And of course, to finish the show this week, let's have a very special performance from the Ladyboys of Bangkok. And here they are. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Your sympathy, there's nothing you can say or do for me, and I don't want a miracle.